Very good morning to everybody assembled here, and welcome to IIT Madras. We're very pleased and delighted that Microsoft is having their annual India Research Summit this time at IIT Madras. We are very happy to host it, and we are doubly delighted that the focus topic of this summit is data science and AI. Of course, it is the flavor of the season. You can't not talk about it, but we are at IIT Madras, sort of early movers on this. We started with a interdisciplinary laboratory on data science 3 or 4 years ago, where faculty from several departments who were working on AI or data science, data analytics related topics, ranging from chemical engineering to transportation engineering and civil engineering, electrical engineering, and so on, and business school. They all got together and formed this laboratory. It was actually funded internally by the institute through a challenge. We have an annual challenge where we fund groups that get together and create emerging areas, and that sort of the roots caught, and then it grew very fast, and we got noticed, and Robert Bosch came forward and said they would like to support this center on a long-term basis, and that's how we have the Robert Bosch Center for Data Science and AI. It's a center whose main focus is research on AI and capacity building. Of course, we do a lot of projects, but that sort of was already there, and the faculty involved in the center continue to do those projects with various companies and for the government and so on. But the creation of the center was aimed at fostering academic research in data science and AI, and also for creating capacity, training more research scholars, creating new programs for the undergraduate and postgraduate level. And also we are very active through the Pan IIT IISc NPTEL program, the National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, which are running at very large scale now. We're running MOOCs courses across engineering and science disciplines. But in that program also, there's a substantial presence of courses on data science and AI, because we see one of our responsibilities as taking on this task of creating the huge pool of manpower who can work on these in these exciting new areas in large numbers. And we have also teamed up, NPTEL has also teamed up with NASSCOM to create programs for upskilling in the IT industry. So our charter is huge, and sky is the limit. And but the focus of the RBC Center and of the faculty from multiple disciplines at IIT Madras involved in data science and AI is research, and we are therefore very pleased that this summit is being hosted here. It will benefit the large number of students in various departments here working on topics related to this area. And I'm sure we're still waiting for a large contingent to arrive. I think the traffic is pretty bad today because of the Global Investor Summit that the government is hosting, not very far from here. And I'm very glad that a large contingent of participants from elsewhere who are involved in research in this area have come to this summit. And I hope you'll make, this is a fast-moving field. I hope you make new connections, new friends, and discover new overlap, discover people who are working on similar things, and then hope you maintain connections, start collaborating. And I think the only thing that's going to limit our ability to limit the development of new ideas and new techniques and new algorithms and so on is our ability to connect and collaborate. So I thank Microsoft for organizing this first and organizing it at IIT Madras second. I hope we are a good host, and if you have any difficulties, please do reach out to the local coordinators. We'll do everything we can to make this stay and this conference as pleasant for you as possible. So once again, on behalf of the Institute and all my colleagues, thank Microsoft, thank all of you for choosing to attend this summit. I hope it's really, really memorable for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. And again, once again, very generous of both the Robert Bosch Center and IIT Madras to offer us this very nice campus and this lovely auditorium to be part of it. I'd now like to invite Sriram Rajamani, who's the Managing Director of Microsoft Research India, for a few opening comments and also to welcome all the attendees. Sriram.
Yeah, thank you, Bhaskar, and thanks to IIT Madras for hosting us here. And this is also a joint initiative with ACM India, and we have been organizing this academic research summit for a few years now. And every year we do it in a different city, and I'm really glad we are able to do it in Chennai this year. I will take a few minutes to give you an overview of Microsoft Research India, mainly to set context about the kind of things that we do and to foster more collaborations with our organization. Right? This is a picture of our lab. We are based in Bangalore. Unlike many multinational R&D laboratories, we have significant research talent in our organization. So this is a picture of our entire team. We have over 50 people with PhDs in computer science and related areas. And a lot of us have deep academic backgrounds. We publish our research openly in academia. We are very proud to have several stellar colleagues. I wanted to give you some sense of academic recognition that our colleagues have won. Bill Thies, for example, a couple of years ago, he won a MacArthur Prize. Venkat Padmanabhan won the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize a couple of years ago. I think he's one of the first person to win this award while working for a multinational laboratory in India. We have 4 ACM fellows on our rolls. Ravi Kannan, who won the Knuth Prize in 2011. We have people who have won the Sikh Kai Social Impact Award. And this gives you a sense for the academic connection and the deep academic contributions that we value in a laboratory like ours. In addition to the scientists we have really young crowd, and I want to say this for the benefit of young people in the audience. We have a very interesting program called a Research Fellow Program, where we take students after your bachelor's or master's degree, and they come and spend 1 to 2 years with us as research trainees. So they are much like graduate students. And we have 43 such students in the lab right now. And they come from the best institutes in India and increasingly from abroad. People from Stanford and so on, they finish their undergrad and they come spend 1 to 2 years with us, more like research trainees. And after they finish their tenure with us, they apply to graduate school and they go to the best graduate schools in the world. And I did my PhD at Berkeley, and I always enjoyed the graduate student atmosphere there. Right? There was a huge hall with 50 or 60 grad students. And our lab, I'm very proud we have created the same environment. We have created the same environment, about 50 people with PhDs and about 40, 45 people, young students, who bring a lot of freshness and energy into the lab, which makes the lab very live. And, just like a university, we have actually a research fellow committee of faculty that govern this program. We recruit them. We get over 1,000 applications. And in addition to, having them as apprentices, we have enrichment programs. We teach them concepts and so on. It gives a real vibrance to this lab, right? So I wanted to make you aware of that, so that many of you who are undergraduates might want to make use of this opportunity, right? And you could look online. There's an application process and so on, and you could make use of this opportunity. So in terms of work, right? Our lab works in 4 major areas in computer science. We do work in algorithms. We do work in machine learning and artificial intelligence, which is specifically relevant to the topic of this workshop. We do work in systems. We have a very interesting group called Technologies for Emerging Markets, which studies the role of technology in socio-economic development. And during the course of this workshop, we will discuss that as well. We will discuss connections between societal impact and data science and artificial intelligence as well. But one of the interesting things about our lab is that many projects are interdisciplinary across all of these disciplines, which also makes for a very vibrant collaborative environment. I wanted to give you a little bit of sense for, I want to give a sample of the kind of work we do. This is not an exhaustive list, but it will give you a sense for kind of things that we do. For example, I have a list here, and I'll go through a couple of them. Extreme classification is a paradigm that was really originated in our lab. It was originated by Manik Verma. And it is a paradigm where you build classifiers, machine learning classifiers, not with 5 labels or 10 labels or 5 classes or 10 classes, but with millions of classes. Now you take an object and you categorize it into millions of categories, and it has very many applications, ranging from advertisements to document tagging and so on. And to give you a sense, this is an area that we started, I think, in 2013. And today, if you go to top machine learning conferences like NIPS or ICML, there is actually a workshop on extreme classification that is held every year, right? And there's hundreds of people attend, and this originated, from our lab. Another area where we've done a lot of work is in low-resource machine learning. I mean, machine learning is very prevalent today. An important area that we've been investigating for the past several years is how to do machine learning algorithms on really, really small chips. By really small chips, I mean things like a Cortex M0, which has only like 2 kilobyte 2 kilobyte RAM and maybe 32 kilobyte flash. Can you actually run machine learning algorithms on chips that are that small? Because if you could, then you could actually, because those chips cost very less money, like $2 you could buy a chip, right? And so you could actually democratize machine learning and use it in far more scenarios in a far more cost-effective manner. And we have some of the best algorithms that can actually run in that form factor. We do theory work, we do work in unsupervised learning, topic modeling, and then we go all the way and apply it to industrial scale problems. We work at the intersection of machine learning and systems. Today afternoon, there is going to be a panel that Chandu Tekath is going to moderate, and you will see, work from the lab on deep neural networks and systems to train deep neural networks and systems techniques to deal with the scale, enormous scale that we need with billions of data points and what kinds of techniques and algorithms are needed, systems optimizations are needed to train these humongous training workloads, and so on and so forth. I mean, I'll call out 99 dots, which is societal impact work that we have done for a long time now. That's the work that got Bill Thies the MacArthur Prize, where we have an extremely inexpensive sensing system to determine if TB patients are taking their medication, and using a variety of techniques to determine who is at the risk of falling off from medication and intervening to ensure that they complete the full course of medication and hence get cured. And interestingly, now that we have been doing work like this for some time, we have a lot of data from projects like tuberculosis medication adherence, and we are able to use data science and machine learning to even predict which set of patients are at the risk of dropping from medication, and we can actually intervene. And our work, we think about our axis as contributions to science. We publish in every area we work in. We publish in the leading conferences and journals. A lot of our work gets applied to products that Microsoft builds, and a lot of them we also deploy. Projects like 99 dots, we deploy in the community, we scale them. Unlike what you might perceive a lab as academic, right? A lot of our projects we actually build them, deploy them, and learn from the experience. That's the culture in our lab. So we publish in every area in every top conference in every area in which we work in. So this is actually a word cloud of venues where papers from our staff appeared in the last year. There is about 65, 70 papers in COLT and NeurIPS and AI Stats and OSDI and POPL and PLDI and STOCK, which are the premier conferences in every area in which we work in, and this is very integral to our culture. So I wanted to give you one more slide on 99 dots. I mentioned about this tuberculosis medication adherence, and I wanted to show this to get a sense for how serious we are about deploying these things at scale. 99 dots, for example, now we spun it off as a startup called Everwell, which is walking distance from our lab. And it is a 18-person company now, and 200,000 patients are being treated using 99 dots. And Everwell has now scaled from being a technology platform for not only just 99 dots, but they provide the IT infrastructure for all TB treatment systems in India. They touch over 5 million patients today, and $100 million of TB eradication funds flows through the system. That was really originated from our lab. Very proud about making contributions this way. Earlier in 2018, 99 dots was recognized as an integral part of PM Modi's TB eradication initiative. It is part of international coalitions like Stop TB Partnership, with millions of dollars of funding being allocated to eradicate TB, which is the biggest infectious disease killer around the world and in India today, right? So we are very proud to work in these kinds of crucial problems with technology. Because we are inherently very academic in nature, we interact with academic institutions at a far deeper and broader scale than perhaps any multinational in India. For example, because we have such a high concentration of PhDs in the organization, several of us teach full semester courses in institutions. I think in IIT Madras, I think every year there is somebody who's teaching a full semester course. I think last semester, Ravi Shankar Krishnaswamy taught an approximation algorithms course. Satya Lokam has actually taught a cryptography course. Because of our physical proximity, we teach perhaps more courses at IISc. Every year we teach, I think, 3 to 4 courses at IISc. We have taught at IIIT Hyderabad and so on. We do, in addition to teaching courses, we supervise PhD students. There's about 10 PhD students all over the world that our staff are co-supervising. We do several deep collaborations with academia. There are several relationships where we have been collaborating with both Indian academics and academics abroad. Multi-year relationships where 5 papers, 6 papers have come out of collaborations. We host faculty for sabbaticals. For example, Chiranjeev Bhattacharya is doing his sabbatical with us as we speak right now this year. We also do breadth programs. We do summer workshops. We organize the ACM MSR, this event every year. We help with travel grants, conference sponsorships. We are here for the long haul, and we value the academic community, and we are in this together. That's how we feel about our work in this space. There's another recent program that we have started called Collaborative Efforts on Cloud and AI for Societal Impact. Particularly because of our experience in working in technologies for emerging markets, we have decided that we wanted to support not only societal impact initiatives that start from our lab, but societal impact opportunities that are originated elsewhere. So every year we are going to do a call. So anyone can submit ideas where they are using cloud, AI, and other technologies to help with societal problems, and we will review them. There is a committee that selects them, and last year we selected 4 projects, one on urban air pollution, one on improving the efficiency of crowdsourced translations, one you can see here on technologies for mental health, another one is mass awareness through financial incentives. A couple of them are from academic partners, a couple of them are from startups, and each of them we have funded $50,000 each, around 35 lakhs, and each of them has a collaborator in our lab as well, and we have also created physical space for these people to come collaborate with us, and this is a program that we intend to continue year on year. So that gives you, a sense for what we do, and I hope this gives you some sense for the kind of ways in which you can engage with us. And I again thank Bhaskar and IIT Madras for hosting us, ACM India for collaborating with us, and for all of you for attending. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sriram. Now I'd like to invite the third co-organizer, ACM India, and I'd like to invite Abhiram Ranade, who's the president of ACM India, to again make his opening remarks, and talk a little bit about ACM India's activities here.
So I'm Abhiram Ranade. I'm president of ACM India and also a faculty member at IIT Bombay. I'm really happy to be here, and on behalf of ACM India, I would like to extend all of you a very warm welcome. And I'm grateful to IIT Madras and, of course, MSR for working together to accomplish this event. My job here is to talk about ACM India a little bit. So ACM India is an offshoot of ACM, which is the parent body. And wait, so why is this? Am I supposed to press the play button here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So ACM stands for Association for Computing Machinery. ACM is a fairly old society. I guess it's as old as India, founded in 1947 in the United States. And at this point, it has about 1 lakh members. 50% are in the US, and as high as 10% are in India. Okay? And it is the world's largest educational and scientific computing society. And its tagline or motto is to advance computing as a science and a profession. What does that mean? Well, ACM, probably many of you are aware and are actively using journals and conference proceedings that ACM publishes. And ACM has its digital library. ACM is also involved in developing the curriculum. So ACM puts a lot of effort into the development, surveys, and analysis of curricula for computer science and information technology and all such related disciplines. And perhaps the most well-known aspect of ACM's work is the various awards it gives, including the Turing Award, which is considered in some sense to be the Nobel Prize of computer science. So ACM India, as I said, is a arm of ACM in India, and it was established about 10 years ago because it was observed that there is a lot of involvement in ACM work from India. And our goals are similar. We want to engage with academia, industry, and the government, and really we want to provide a platform where issues relating to education and research can be discussed. We want closer relationships between industry and academia, and also we would like to affect policy and engage the government on that. Okay? In some sense, we would like to become the voice of the Indian computing community. Very similar goals to what ACM has. Okay, so let me speak a little bit about the kinds of initiatives we have in research. So first, one of our major initiatives is the Doctoral Dissertation Award for India. So this has been given for the research which has been done by students as a part of their PhD in Indian universities. And this has been happening for about 5-6 years now. We also bring leading conferences to India. So here are some of the conferences. So ICSE, POPL, VLDB, Mobicon, and we are going to be bringing the International Conference on Performance Engineering in April. One of our major activities is to provide travel grants to students who have got papers into good conferences, good international conferences. And for this, we partner with IARCS, which is another body of computer science professionals. And we disperse about 35-40 lakhs of grants every year. Okay? We also do a survey of PhD production. We would like to know, we would find out how well we are doing in terms of how many PhDs we are producing. And of course, we would like to have a very large number of PhDs for a country of our size, but this is our effort to figure out exactly where we are. Okay? And of course, this is one of our flagship events, the Academic Research Summit with Microsoft Research. We also have, our work is done through several special interest groups or SIGs, and there are special interest groups for software engineering, knowledge discovery and databases, and also a more recent SIG for computer science education. And these are associated with their respective conferences, ISEC, COTS, COMAD, and Compute. We also have an eminent speakers program, and we organize summer schools. So a number of summer schools have been organized and will be organized in this year. And these are for training students in state-of-the-art in various subjects. So, yeah, and of course, the ACM Academic Summit. As far as education is concerned, we delegate to worldwide ACM committee for their we sent delegates to the worldwide ACM committee for their efforts on curriculum design. Then we also have a liaison with AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, to reform CS curriculums in India. So one of our proposals was to tell AICTE that, look, let us identify a few courses, or essentially really one course in each discipline, which we would like to teach really well, which we should teach really well. So once we get that one course really well, then we can move on from that, and perhaps that might be a self-sustaining effort. Okay. So we have got mandate from AICTE to redesign the introductory programming course, and we are working on it with full energy. We have created a massively open online course for training teachers for introductory programming, and we will create an introductory programming MOOC as well. Okay? And of course, we have initiatives for other courses like algorithm design as well. Okay? So we also organize faculty development programs on many topics, standard topics as well as state-of-the-art research, emerging areas. And one of our big initiatives is the CS Pathshala initiative, which aims to develop the curriculum for computer science in schools. So the curriculum for standards 1 through 8 has been designed and has been implemented in hundreds of schools over the country. And we have had partnership, okay, with Oxford University Press to produce textbooks and teaching material for this program. Okay. ACM believes in women's issues, and we support and celebrate and advocate engagement of women. Traditionally, women have been underrepresented in computing-related areas, but it is changing, and we are actively working on it. So we have a number of events for that. So there are a number of conferences relating to women in computing, where we celebrate various women who have played a major role. So there is an All India celebration. There are also regional celebrations. And then there are technical symposia, hackathons, and coding competitions, where the participants are entirely women. Okay. So we believe that this is turning out to be a really good initiative. I think women do tend to come to these events much more, and they come and they are much freer in these events. And eventually we hope that this will lead to an increase and a gender balance in our workforce. Okay. The Grace Hopper Conference is organized with the Anita Borg Institute, and we are the co-presenters of it. We also engage with industry and government, and some of our initiatives here are the Deep Tech Summit with NASSCOM, and where our goal was to connect startups and academia. We have also participated in the Smart India hackathons, and our efforts in this area tend to be a bit on the weak side, but we are actively engaging in improving our efforts over here. So we are attempting to enlist industry partners and improve liaison with industry, and you will see some of this in the ACM session at the end of tomorrow. Okay. All right, to conclude, I would like to say that ACM India is a volunteer body, and it's a relatively small volunteer body. Okay. However, it can serve as a coordination body, and it can catalyze the interactions between major players. So the major players, of course, are the government, industry, academia, and we want to bring them together. We want to figure out what is lacking, and this is a role that ACM India I think would like to play, and we are already playing it, but we of course have a lot more to do. So to conclude, I would like to say that we are an enthusiastic and a very open-minded group. Okay, there's a lot of work to do. We have miles to go, but we hope that you will join us. Okay. Thank you.
So, no, I really wanted to express on behalf of all academics our thanks to MSR India. So, more than any other corporate players in the country, I think you engage more in terms of enabling higher quality research in academic institutions. So, thank you for that. And taking an inspiration from your, post-baccalaureate programs, even here at the RBC DSI, we have launched a post-bac program where we invite students post-BTech to come and spend a couple of years with us. And so thank you for giving us the idea.